Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Tuesday, February 16th, 2016. Traders is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, great to be with you on a Tuesday morning here from Bangkok, Thailand. Currently 8:24 a.m. and 24 hours on Wall Street as we start our new trading day as the Asia session is in operation. We're ready to go. Got some Asia countries that will open in about 6 minutes. So by the end of this video, all of Asia should be open. All right, traders, we're going to take a look at 6 currency charts. We got some news and data to talk about, and we just had some data come out. We'll talk about that in just a moment. First, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, I'm in my 8th year and I'm still here in Thailand and absolutely loving Asia. And most of all, I love the people in the time zone. Can't beat the time zone if you're trading Forex. Up early in the morning, sleep late at night, get a full day of trading. And the nice thing with technology is I don't have to sit behind a computer all day long. I do my entries behind a computer. And once my entries are in, I can monitor it from my iPad or my iPhone, or if you have an Android, whatever, you can monitor your trades on the go. So I'm not buckled down to a chair all day. All right, so we look at fundamentals the way I trade. I look at fundamentals all day long. I'm listening and hearing what's going on. I don't trade the numbers when they're released. I wait about 40 minutes and then I'll enter the trade if I see all the sidecars are in line. However, I am a technician. I like trading charts. I like price action, price structure, support, resistance, candlestick patterns, and I do use 2 indicators on my Forex charts. I use harmonics, and on my options charts, I trade in the US session, I use Ikimoku clouds. So I use them all. I use 2 indicators and I have about 3 EMAs on my charts. I always have a 200 exponential moving average, a 55 and a 10. So that's how I trade. So let's move on and let's get the lawyers happy. Here's our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. I.e., demo account to a live account, you will see a change in your trading. All right, let's take a look at news and commentary for today. All right, let's take a look at the calendar for today. We had monetary policy meeting minutes released this morning in the Asia session, and we got a slight little bump up there in the Aussie dollar. We'll take a look at that. You'll see that on the chart. And as we go through our day, not a lot, I have to be honest with you. There's some medium impact from the pound PPI, but pretty quiet. Looks like the big data for the European session is going to be CPI year on year for the Great British Pound, and that's a high impact news event. Also, we have the German Zoo economic sentiment a half hour later, which is also in the European session. So we do have some movers here that will move our European session quite nicely. Moving in towards the New York session, we don't have any high impact news data. All we have is the New York Empire State Manufacturing comes out, and we have Global Daily Trade Price Index out of New Zealand coming out, and that will be at 8:55 a.m. on Wall Street, and that's 20:55 in Bangkok, Thailand. All right, other than that, not much there. Let's take a look at the markets. What happened yesterday? Well, the Dow 30 closed positive 2.0%. The S&P 500 closed 1.95% to the green side. And the NASDAQ also in the positive 1.66% with the small cap 2000 up 1.86%. Nice day on Wall Street, even though the U.S. markets were closed yesterday. That's kind of strange, huh? All right, the DAX closed 2.67%. The FTSE 100 closed 2.04%. The CAC 40 out of Paris closed at positive 3.01%. And the Eurostock 50 out of Frankfurt closed positive 2.89%. Traders, let's head on over to Asia and let's see what's going on. The Nikkei 225, which is currently trading, is negative barely 0.02%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 0.36%. The Shanghai is not open yet, but they are due to open. And the Hang Seng out of Hong Kong is not open, but they did close positive 3.27% yesterday. And the Kospi out of Seoul, which is open and trading, is up 0.60%. So that's what's going on our economic calendars today and our indices and what's going on there. Trading is good to be back on a full day today. Nobody's on a holiday. We have full trading today. So get behind them computers and put up some trade plans and let's make some profits today. I think we're going to have some, if we get some good price action, we have some really good trade setups for today. And let's see if we can get some of them to work. Just need price action to come to us. Remember, traders, we want price to come to us. Do not force price action, right? Don't want to be chasing the big red candle or the big blue candle, right? Don't be chasing candles. Trade your plan. If you have a trade plan, trade it. All right. How about we start looking at some charts? We're already 6.5 minutes into this. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Euro dollar continues to be on this downward play here. And you can see that we're stuck at this daily pivot point, which is good. However, I did place a three-touch trend line on the chart. I want to break this trend line before I get into this trade. I want to make sure this doesn't want to go up to the 200 exponential moving average. So I'll wait for a break of the trend line, a retest. We want to get in about 1.1160 on the euro dollar, and we'll take profit when we're about to enter. We're going to have to reassess and figure out where we're going to take profit at, because right at the moment, I don't know what my drawdown is because I don't know where my entry is going to be. So I'm not going to do anything. Like, what if this pulls all the way back up to the 200 exponential moving average, which is the green line on the chart, or the R1 pivot point, and sells from there, which could happen. It could fib that last swing and basically go all the way back up, and that would be like the 38.2 fib. So we just got to be careful where we're at here. So, you know, I can't really give you an idea like where we're going to take profit until we know where we're going to enter. So that's the problem here. So because we're at support, really, we're very close. We're only maybe 20 pips from support. So you know, we're in a pretty tight situation here. I wouldn't mind if it pulls back to the 200, then we'll just sell it. So that's the trade plan on the euro. Just keep an eye on that. And that's a euro open trade. We don't do anything now in Asia. Let's look at the pound dollar, working out really nicely to the downside, really stair-stepping along here. Just want to break this trend line, get a retest if we can. And we know the pound doesn't like a retest. It's already hit support. I'm sorry. It's already hit resistance. It's already hit the daily pivot and it's come down. However, it's rejected on this trend line on that last candle there. So I'm going to wait till this breaks this trend line, which is support, and get a retest. Let's see if we can enter this at 44.33 and we'll get out at 43.82. And that's also the S1 pivot. Nice trade on the pound dollar, and let's hope it works. We got some data coming out of the Great British Pound today, so hopefully that'll move us in one direction or the other. Take a look at the Aussie. The Aussie did a bump up. This is really hitting this resistance area really, really strong at this 71.70 area, and really is just absolutely pounding it. Look at how many times it's come up to this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times it's come up to this resistance area, breaks down a little bit, and then comes back up to it. So I would expect this is eventually going to fall. You know, it's gonna fail here, and it's gonna just drop. So I'd like to get in this. I'm just waiting for a bearish engulfing candle, and we'd love to get in this at 0.7152, and we'll get out at 7100. Nice 52 pip trade. That is also the S1 pivot point, and it's right below the 200 exponential moving average. So a lot of support there where we want to take profit, and you can see where I put a support line on the chart. If you look left of the chart, you'll see that price action really reacted to that price. So nice trade setup on the Aussie dollar. We just need this to work, and we just It looks like we're going to need some dollar strength. I don't think the Aussie's strong. I think this is the dollar. I think the dollar had a burp up yesterday, and that's what we need. So we just need some um, Aussie weakness, some dollar strength, and let's take this thing for a ride to the downside. All right, here is the Euro Aussie still in a nice downtrend. The problem with this pair is it's not giving us any pullbacks. It's very hard to enter into this thing. And look at these candles from yesterday. Absolutely wimpy. Boy, can you tell that the U.S. markets were not in force yesterday? Look at how wimpy these candles are. They're just tiny little indecision candles, and they're not doing anything. So I'm looking for an aggressive pullback, and it's aggressive. We want to get through this daily pivot point and go up to that daily R1 and the 200 exponential moving average, and we'd love to enter this at 1.5779. You're probably saying, well, why don't you get in at the daily pivot? Because it's just not enough. We're too close to support. We need an aggressive pullback on this Euro Aussie. We're going to take profit at the S1 pivot at 1.5515. It'll be it's like a 160 pip trade here. We just need some price action. One way or another, we need some price action. I hope it pulls up by London, and then we'll come back. I don't think that's going to happen. We're probably looking at probably 2 to 3 hours into London before we actually make this trade. And that's fine. We'll wait for that to happen. But this is going to be a trade of patience. All right, let's take a look at the yen pair. Here's the euro yen. This is, again, look at this. Hugging that resistance area again. I don't know. This has got to be 6 or 7 times. It's hit this price level with resistance to 200 exponential moving average. We closed yesterday on we opened today on a doji, and here we are, and we're just sitting up there. We want this down, right? We're bearish on this pair. We're not bullish on this pair. Take a look at the daily chart. We are bearish on the euro yen, okay? So what we want to see here is we want to see a break of the daily pivot point. If we get a retest, that's fine. I wouldn't expect one, but if we get a nice candle to break that daily pivot, we can enter at 127.53, and we'll get out at the S2 reversal pivot point at 126.96. And if you look way left of the chart, look at all that price action and junk we got over there. So we got some hurdles to get through to get to our take profit area. Also, we have an S1 pivot. If you take a look at that, I didn't highlight it, but you look, there's a lot of price action there, and it's a good chance we're going to get a bounce there. That's why I want to get in this as soon as we can. Now, you're saying, well, what if we get a bearish engulfing candle before the daily pivot? Well, that's okay. You can take that entry. I would just be placing a very intelligent stop above that yellow line there in the 200, and I wouldn't give it much room. I'd only give it about maybe 10 pips, 13 pips at the most, and take your shot, because you don't know what kind of a bounce you're going to get at that daily pivot. You don't want to take a 40 pip negative, and hope that it comes back down to our entry. So you only want to risk about 12 pips if you're going to take the shot here, right? And see if it works, because we're going to get a bounce at the daily pivot. It's just obvious. Just look left of the chart. There's so much Forex junk there. It's going to bounce there. So you just want to make sure if it's going to bounce, it's not going to bounce above that yellow and the 200 exponential moving average resistance area. All right, let's take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Kiwi had, like I said, policy minutes was brought out this morning, and there's the big blue candle that I was talking about. That's a news candle from data, and that's fine. I'd love to see this continue to the R1 pivot at 0.6674. It's also the 61.8 Fibonacci level of the swing, and we could sell it from there. And that looks like a really nice trade. And we want to take profit at the 23.6. Now, I know what you're saying, but that means we got to fight that 200 and also the daily pivot. Yeah, but by the time you get down there, you're going to be break even. And this is a 55 pip trade, so you'll be break even, probably in profit 10 pips before you get to any trouble. So if you end up getting in trouble and it goes back, you're not going to lose any equity in your account, because you're going to be past break even. It's a free trade. The object is to get in the trade safely with a minimal drawdown, right? Minimal drawdown. We don't want to risk a lot. We want to trade small and trade a lot. That's the old saying I have. Trade small but trade a lot. So we just want to get in this, and we just need the candles and the price action to work for us, and we can do this. And we have no more New Zealand Kiwi data coming out as of yet for the rest of today. And also in the U.S. session, there's no New York data worth mentioning or low impact data coming out in the U.S. All right, traders, right on time today, right at that 15-minute mark. Thank you very much. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on this Tuesday, February 16th, 2016. Traders, have a great trading day. Always remember, trade smart and not hard. Traders, have a great trading day. Trade your plan and your trade. Traders, catch you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.